On March 15th, 2021, I joined PCB4, which was one of the most influential Minecraft servers in my life. I remember walking out of Vegas to see a giant lava cast, which instantly introduced me to this server. I decided on this server I was gonna play legitimately, which is why I immediately began X-raying. After a good hour of X-raying, I came up to the surface with a stack of diamonds and decided to go back to Vegas, where I then spread my wealth with all the locals. Okay, in reality, there was about like 2 people there, and I basically just bribed them into joining my nation, but that's besides the point. After walking around for a little bit, 2 of my friends joined the server, Flyboy and Oreo. We couldn't get to the nether because we didn't have any flint. And so we made a sacrifice to the admins, and Bullet teleported to us. While we were mid-X-raying, he teleports to us, and we're like, "We've made it a sacrifice for you to appease you." Then he proceeds to give us netherite, and then teleport away, and then we had to call him back, and we're like, "Wait, actually, we just wanted flint, please." We decided we were gonna make a base in Florida, which is why we immediately went to Washington, D.C. After routing down the Atlantic coastline, we eventually made it to Cape Canaveral, Florida. You see, the reason we came to Florida was because the admins had announced that the end portal was right in Cape Canaveral. And also, we're Floridians, so it just makes sense to build our base here. Our plan was basically just to lock down the end portal so that no one else could use it, and then they would have to pay us to use it, which seemed like a really profitable idea at the time. But the interesting thing about the server is it used something called DIN map, which let you see anywhere on the server's map, anywhere on the surface. And that meant that we could find people's bases very easily, including one that was only 1,500 blocks away from ours. Now, the server did have an anti-griefing plugin in the form of Townie, where basically people could claim whatever chunks they want, and you wouldn't be able to grief or build inside those chunks unless they allowed you to. However, what the admins did not realize at the time was that if someone were to hypothetically pour lava inside of someone's base, and then pour water on top of that lava, both the water and lava would flow into their base, and you could essentially just lava cast them. But I mean, who would do that? What sick psychopath would go to someone's base that they spent hours working on only to cover it in a stone castle? Of course I would do that. At some point while lava casting, XYZ, who owned the base, spotted me on his min-map, but he didn't think it was me, probably in part due to my clever disguise. But for some reason he was convinced that it was an admin and vanished, which worked really well for me, and I actually thought I was going to get away with it scot-free. After successfully lava casting this poor man's base, we decided to go right back to Florida to avoid getting caught by the admins. Now, what I didn't realize at the time is the mods had a plugin where they could see who broke and placed blocks. So unfortunately, the excuse that it was an admin lava casting did not work. And so the head admin, Incendiary Bullet, banned me for a week. But don't worry, there's a part 2 coming soon, I promise. I promise I'm gonna make a part 2. See y'all.